Hello, everyone. It's time for this week's edition of Respec Ramblings podcast. Alex is left to be at Gamescom, so he's left me, unfortunately, to host this. I'm Tom Orry. You might recognize me as the person that never hosts the podcast. I'm joined by Mikhail, James, and Dave. How are you all doing?
Yeah, doing pretty good. Certainly better now that a few embargoes have lifted and I don't have all of this. Like the 26th was the day from hell in terms of everything that was lifting.
It's a busy week with Gamescom as well, and then GTA following straight after that. Dave, how much pretentious posting you been doing this week?
A fair amount. I feel like I can because we've got more games coming out. And when GTA drops, no.
Yeah. What makes something pretentious in your like? What do you have to say? What are the ingredients?
Apparently, it's having people that read it feel somewhat seen. That'll get you. Getting most of the way there.
Okay, Mikhail, you're all right. You're a GTA gold bar today.
Yeah, gotta rep GTA today. So, but yeah, like James said, the 26th was, I think it might have been the busiest day in the last 5 years for me. Like absolutely insane. Like I slept for like 11 hours after that, like straight. Like I think I texted you on a DM saying I'm gonna sleep, talk to you tomorrow, and that was like 11 hours. So yeah, that was like a looking forward to chilling out today, and just not being pretentious because I watched RRR instead of One Piece this week.
What's RRR? Is that the action film?
Yeah. The which apparently was like a huge deal over here, but I completely missed it because I think what is the last Star Wars movie, like number 9? What is it called? I forgot the shit one.
Rise of Skywalker, I think.
Yeah. So that was the last movie I saw in like the cinema over here, and it was so bad I just stopped going to movies. So for some reason, I just got on this kick recently because someone I follow on Blue Sky posted this thing about watching movies, and people have been pestering me to watch Uncut Gems, as I said. So I was like, let me try and do like 1 or 2 a week. So, but yeah, RRR was long, like over 3 hours long. So I had to do it over 2 days. Yeah. So yeah, I watched that, and sorry, Dave, no One Piece yet.
Is RRR Bollywood? Because I genuinely don't know.
It's what they call Tollywood because it's so, but the problem with that is, like, to watch it with the original language, it's not available on Netflix, I believe. So you can only watch it in Hindi or English, and the problem with English is it kind of gets into the Yakuza style issue where one person's talking in English but the other person's not supposed to understand them. But if you watch it in English, they're both talking in English and pretending to not understand each other. Some scenes like that kind of bad.
God,
so
yeah.
I don't know if there's a way to legally watch that with the original thing in the UK or in the US or whatever. But the funniest shit is you can get the Blu-ray of that in Japan, but not in India, which I find hilarious. Probably because of Kojima, but we'll get to Kojima in a bit.
Right. So it's been 14 hours since Netflix had its GTA 6 reveal. Did we all watch it? How did we all watch the Netflix reveal? I watched it 3 hours after on my phone. Not the best way of watching it, I imagine. How did we all have like viewing parties, or do we not care?
I didn't care. I watched it. I finished watching it 15 minutes ago when you said in the Discord, it's like, I hope everyone watched it. So I loaded it up on the Rockstar website because it's like, surely that's going to have the best bit rate, and just put it up on my LG, which is basically my primary monitor. And I was like, yeah, that sure looks like a video game that has the same budget as a small country's GDP.
Yeah. GTA 6, it's kind of like, I couldn't say I'm hyped for it, but I watched the video. I was like, this looks really good. It looks really good, right? I mean, I can't, if someone was to say, right, why do you think it looks good? I mean, the shallow part of me is like, well, just look at it, right? It looks incredible. It's the kind of thing that we've seen this before, right? Like, I think Red Dead 2 probably is the last good example where just the amount of detail that goes into it is beyond what you get from most other or all other video games, right? It's just the time they put into it, the money, obviously, they pump into it. means that you're getting things that most games simply can't offer. And I think that just is visible in like the world detail, the way the characters are like so unique and defined from each other and stuff. It's like from a gameplay point of view, I mean, it looks a lot like GTA with possibly slightly bit of like combat and stuff, but like even things like the way there was that bit in the video where they're doing the cops chasing them and then they shoot out the tires and stuff and they do like the spins and crash and stuff. I don't know how, I mean, assuming that none of that was actually scripted, maybe some of it was, we don't know like how that's going to play out when we actually get it ourselves, but it just looked really cool. Like, I don't know if anyone noticed anything that suggests there's going to be a game here beyond another version of GTA, but more detailed and prettier. What do you think?
So I didn't actually watch it last night because it was like 12:30 a.m. my time. But what I did do is I put it on like on the iPad and I was skimming through just to get a glimpse of what songs they had. Because I like whatever you say about Rockstar, I don't like their game, don't want to press X to run, whatever. The music choices they have are always good. So I got like the Cliff Richard song and stuff, and I texted it to my dad, who's a big Cliff Richard fan. And because it's funny that GTA 5 had Queen's, what is the song? Radio Gaga. I forgot the actual song name, the one which they use in GTA 5. But whatever, that's like one of my mom's favorite songs. So I was like, this is funny. Like GTA 5 got my mom's favorite, or my GTA 6 got my dad's favorite. But yeah, so I did that for like 5 minutes last night before bed, slept, woke up in the morning, watched the thing, and then, yeah, posted it on respect.net. You should check the site out.
Check
And
the news.
as
Are
for
you
the
on the soundtrack, Breens, or not? Are you? Did they sign you up?
Unfortunately, not. It's kind of a joke, really. I keep trying to get onto the EA guys as well, but no, ridiculous.
If they're listening, there's probably still time.
Yeah,
Get you on. There's probably like what? How do you classify your music? I don't want to disrespect it. What is the genre?
pretentious.
Pretentious rap? What is it?
I would say it's just UK hip hop, just
UK hip hop.
British.
So there's probably a radio station that specializes in hip hop, right? In GTA.
Yeah, I guess so. Probably not British.
It's good
There's
music. Though.
time.
You
There's
should.
time. If you're listening to this, reach out. I can put you in touch with Dave. So yeah, highlights for me, I guess. I mean, nothing particularly incredible in terms of gameplay, but when was it? Lucia jumped off the building and had the parachute on, whatever it was. That looked incredible from like a visual point of view.
Yeah.
And then it had the bit obviously where you snap into the other character, I think, like you had in 5. But yeah, like it just looks super like I guess what we've said already, expensive, right? Like everything about it looks like they've spent time and money on making every single bit feel better than any other game can offer. Like things like when they go to the fridge and there's all the little stuff in there and bits and pieces and it looks like a real fridge. The way
Also,
they
the fluid
interact,
physics on the beer bottle, like you could actually see.
yeah. Stuff like that. I mean, other games have little features that are cool, right? But I think this is like, you can just imagine them spending like 6 months on like one little aspect of this just to make sure that people notice it. It's like the horse balls again, right? In Red Dead 2, which they probably didn't have to do much of that, but but yeah, like, is it going to be like groundbreaking beyond it's an action game with some cool characters and stuff? I don't know. Dave, you're doing a face to suggest you've got pretentious thoughts.
Oh yeah, I definitely do. I definitely do on this one. I'm like, this is so weird for me. I don't love Rockstar games. I finished Red Dead Redemption 2 like a couple of years ago over the Christmas period, and before that, the last Rockstar game I'd finished was Vice City. So a decent gap, and I didn't love GTA 5. It's I don't think it was for me. But after playing Red Dead 2, I had a new appreciation for what Rockstar was trying to do there. Personally, I think maybe the trio of protagonists in 5 none of them individually drew me in, and because we were hopping between them, I didn't have that hook. You know what I mean? Whereas in Red Dead 2, you've got Arthur Morgan and that like main cast of characters, and I think that actually did draw me in. I think I did. I don't know if I want to say immersed, but I definitely felt like I was taking on the shoes of Arthur Morgan, and I was happy to take things like a slower pace as the game does force you to. And GTA 6, there is the little details which I think I'm most interested in. First of all, it's got in Red Dead 2, you held right trigger and you'd get like a couple of button options to like interact with NPCs and stuff. I noticed that is present in GTA 6 now, and I think what's going to be most interesting in this game is going to be the relationship aspect of it. I think having a relationship with the duo protagonist is going to make both protagonists more interesting. It's not going to be two mild psychopaths interacting. It's going to have an actual build out, and I'm assuming possibly a depressing Bonnie and Clyde style conclusion to the story. But we know nothing.
Yeah, I agree with that. And you mentioning like the not being able to really connect with any of the three main characters in GTA 5 maybe being a reason why you didn't connect with it. I didn't really clock that was probably the case with me too until you mentioned it, because it's like, oh no, it's like I was thinking, do I just not like Rockstar games? And then I thought back, it's like, no, because I liked Red Dead Redemption 1. I haven't played 2. I haven't played 2, but I liked Red Dead Redemption 1. That's like the one Rockstar game that I've actually finished. But watching the trailer for 6, I do think the relationship aspect and how, like, if there's one thing that extended look does sell, is it does sell the chemistry between the two main characters. And I think that was very important to do so. And I do think if there's any one thing that would get me to play that game, I think the two main characters playing off each other and that like relationship being core to the story might actually be what does it for me.
Do you think there's going to be an element of like the story is what it is, the characters, their relationship is what it is, or do you think that how things play out with your particular game will influence how things sort of happen later on?
I think that because I did play a bunch of GTA 4 back in the day, I know that while Rockstar has played with stories somewhat changing depending on what you do, usually if there's going to be a major influence on the story as a whole, it comes at the very end. So I don't necessarily think they're going to have like branching narratives based off what you do. I think it's, if anything, just going to be maybe a number of choices near the conclusion.
Yeah, I also I assume, just based on previous Rockstar games, I assume that there'll be one primary canon path for Jason and Lucia's relationship to follow, However, from the extended look, there is one mission where they infiltrate what looks like a party, and then later some gang or something piles in and ruins the place. There's a moment in there where Jason, I guess, takes down a guy in an elevator and sends the elevator back down, then distracts the gang with the walkie-talkie. And it's like, is that going to be like, you are Jason now, you must help Lucia. If you don't do it, the relationship will get worse. Will there actually be those sort of objectives? Or is it just going to be Rockstar, linear, you do this and then this happens, Because, again, even in each mission, going back to like the drug pickup mission at the very beginning of the extended look, Lucia is side by side with Jason in the shootout. She's the one that kicks out the window. He helps her down. I do wonder if there's going to be some aspect of that where it's going to be, are we going to let her do this by herself? Are we going to join in? Vice versa with Lucia. Is she going to help Jason in some way? I don't know, but I'm really interested. And I mentioned that holding the right trigger and the options come up. There's a moment in the extended look where Lucia asks Jason which dress he likes. And he's like, because he's a man. And then he's like, what you're wearing now is fine. All of those are wrong answers. And then she goes into a room to change. And you can actually see the UI in the bottom right. You hold the right trigger, it comes up. And the one option he has to like interact with her is just to say, hurry. You don't say that. And luckily, the person playing the demo did not say that shit. Because that's... And then shortly after that, they arrive at this rooftop bar. And as they exit the elevator to arrive at the bar, there is once again, in the bottom right, you can see the right trigger, hold hands prompt. I do wonder if small aspects like that are going to factor into how strong the relationship is. Maybe that will change the ending. But regardless, I'm most interested in just seeing how that relationship develops. Because, again, in RDR2, my favorite aspect was that bond Arthur does share with the other characters in the game, and I hope to see more of that here, because I think that's what will keep me in, if anything.
Yeah, I think it was a good little 25, 30-minute showing, I would say.
Yeah.
There's, I mean, there's a stuff like it's a game this big. I mean, I think someone, I can't remember where it came from, but I saw someone saying it's 80 hours with a few side missions. So I don't know where that came from. Maybe someone that works there, possibly. You can't get a sense of what the whole game's going to be like for this little clip. Like they literally picked all the missions with the most detailed interactions between the characters, and then the rest of it's going to be a load of just sort of get to A to B, deliver the thing kind of stuff. We will see, but I expect there's going to be detail throughout the whole thing. We saw clips of all the little bits and pieces you can do outside of what I assume is the main story. There's looks like you become a race driver at one point from the look of it. There's the jet ski stuff. There's the diving. Other bits. Did they show flying? I can't remember. Did they show any flying in this video? They showed the sort of base jumping type bit, but I'm not sure we saw any planes. Did we?
I'm actually not sure.
I assume there will be flying in it because that's a GTA staple. But yeah, like I'm impressed. I think it's hard not to be impressed by what they showed off. There is obviously the background of, well, they just got rid of a load of people who are potentially trying to form a union, all that kind of business. And I think they have said, those people, that don't want you to boycott this game. They want you to buy it. I'm pretty sure that's the latest that they've said from it. But yeah, like it's a shame those people aren't still working there to see the fruits of their labor. But yeah, like I think it's pretty wise that people have avoided GTA 6 release, because I think it's all people are going to be talking about for a while in November and onwards. Anyone else got anything else to say on that before we move on?
I want it to be good.
Yeah, it's good. It's quite pretentious for you to say that, but
I mean, listen, I like it when games are good. I do.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Fingers crossed. I mean, it probably will be good, right? I mean, if it's not, there's some trouble. But I
One
think
thing I am
matter.
curious about is they plastered all over this extended look captured on PS5. But usually when footage is from PS5 Pro, they say that. So was this like extended look from just base PS5?
I assume so. I assume it is.
Because if that is
yeah.
Because
They
especially
can't do
like
Pro without the branding.
Yeah, because like watching it on my like 4K TV, like the image quality was really, really good. If that's representative of what the game looks like on a regular PlayStation 5, like one of the reasons why I was hesitating, because I want to play this on PC. I don't want to have to wait, but if it looks this good, even if it's only 30 FPS, if it looks this good in terms of like image quality on a base PlayStation 5, maybe I'll just play it there.
You know, that got me to thinking about, I've seen a lot of people discussing this 30-60 thing. And I've even seen some dumb posts saying that I played GTA 5 at 60, so I can't go back to 30. I think people forgot how bad GTA 5 and GTA 4 were when they launched. Like GTA 5 was
I have an
dog
anecdote
shit,
about
man.
that. I have an
Okay.
anecdote about that. Does anyone remember, Mikhail, I'm sure you remember, but does anyone else remember the state of GTA 5 on PS3 and 360 if you bought the digital copy of it?
No, I bought like 3 physical copies at launch because I'm an idiot.
Okay.
Yeah.
So back in the day, GTA 5 on PS3 and 360 was designed where it basically installed the entire game to your hard drive, regardless if you had a physical copy or not. But in order to be able to load the entire like map quick enough, it would load from both the hard drive and the disc at the same time, which would work if you had a physical copy. But if you bought it digitally, there was massive pop-in issues. You would literally run into something and would be like completely invisible until a second later. It's like, oh, that's what I ran into. It had worse performance. That's actually the reason why I never finished GTA 5, is because I bought it digitally because I was in high school and I was like game sharing with a friend. So we split the cost like 30-30, and neither of us finished it because it was such a dreadful experience playing the digital copy on an original PS3. It was terrible. Terrible.
Yeah, I don't remember that, but I think maybe it's a vague memory of people talking about it. My biggest GTA memory is how I was blacklisted from Rockstar. I won't talk about that.
Why does that keep happening to people?
It was a long time ago. it was a long time ago, different era, different people.
Was it because of
Yeah.
Jim?
No, it's pre-Jim. This was
Okay.
pre-Jim. Jim was probably just a baby back then. But yeah, okay. So GTA 6, I think we all think is looking pretty good. That's our official verdict on Respect. Looks pretty good. Gamescom is, well, still happening as we're recording this. Everyone has gone to Germany to see loads of stuff. Like Gamescom is pretty much the biggest, I think it is possibly the biggest, at least, convention in Europe, not sure of the world, but it's massive. If you've never been, huge building with many halls and lots of people there and lots of heat and overpriced snacks and other stuff. It's not the biggest event for like new stuff being announced, like compared to what was used to have E3 with all the stuff was announced. We had Summer Game Fest now. Is anything from Gamescom this week standing out to anyone? Anyone been impressed by anything in particular that was shown off this week?
Not really anything massive from like the Gamescom announcements. I do think that one D&D Warlock game actually looked pretty neat.
I was surprised that it looked okay.
Yeah.
Like I was like, this looks decent. It's like kind of demo that you're like, I was surprised how much of a demo there was at the showcase. Like it went on. I was like, this is going to be like a quick little thing. And actually it was like, I don't know, it felt like quite a lot, like 10 minutes of gameplay. I'm not sure. But yeah, it looked decent, like surprisingly good. Whether or not it's good enough to be like enough for that game to make its money back, I don't know.
Who knows?
It felt like a lot of money's been pumped into it because it looked better than much better than I expected. But yeah, that looked okay. The actual opening like live stuff was mostly like, nah, I didn't really feel much of it. They obviously saved a few bits to the end, but we kind of
Excited for
knew
Rainbow
those things were
Six.
going to be there, right? Pretty much.
Excited for Rainbow Six Siege XCOM right after we just got Star Wars XCOM.
I cannot be bothered
Yeah.
to play that. Like whenever I see, I think I've been completely mentally broken by one of the Tom Clancy something presentations a few years ago. Anytime I see that name, I just like go resident sleeper. I can't deal with that
I just
anymore.
want them to bring back Vegas or whatever it was. Those games, they were really good. Like co-op, like Rainbow Six 3 on the original Xbox was really good. And then is it not New Vegas, just Vegas, a different game. That was good. Like that kind of co-op game, I kind of enjoyed. I would never play it now because I don't have time. But in my head, I'd be like, that'd be cool to play again.
Yeah.
But yeah, like The Witcher. What are you feeling about The Witcher stuff?
Oh,
I mean,
go first.
Go on. I was gonna say, I have it on 2 consoles, and therefore I will get access to it for free. So that's nice.
Yeah,
I'll give it a go. I
assume you've played The Witcher, right? The Witcher 3.
Yeah, I
You're not-
finished it on PS4, but I played like 30 hours and then took like a several month break and then finished it. And I've gone back on Switch and on the PS5 version, and in both of those I played 30 hours and was like, here's the break, and then never came back. So yeah.
For reasons that will become clear in the next week, I've found myself in a bit of a Witcher mood. I never actually finished Witcher 3. I finished Witcher 1 and 2, never 3, despite having a physical copy that I pre-ordered at launch for PC back in the day. I might give it another shot, especially since I have a new PC handheld coming in, and I feel like this update would be a good way to kind of break that in. But I don't know. It looks neat. We'll have to see.
Yeah,
I'm definitely
go
gonna
on.
play that. Like I feel kind of bad for Dragon Quest 11 because that low effort thing from Square Enix with like you just buy it again, no save, nothing transferring, and now you have like this big Chad CD Project Red with save transfer, mouse control, like the works, like HDR, like everything. They just showed the Switch 2 version on stream, and it looks pretty fantastic. And yeah, it's free upgrade for everything. So even though I have like every version of the game, including this random Polish Steelbook edition, which was like a pre-order thing from there and stuff, so yeah, like I'm excited to revisit it just to see what combat stuff they've done, because I remember when it came out, the combat and movement felt kind of dog shit, which they added that alternate movement mode or something like that later on, when it came to Switch. Like I finished it on Switch despite owning it everywhere before. It was just like 12 hours on each platform, didn't go further. But Switch was good enough, like handheld. Switch Lite, I had like YOLO 120 hours. So that was good. Want to see what they do on PC as well. And yeah, I'll probably like just try it on everything towards the end of September. I'm a bit I don't know what to feel about the DLC though. Like I saw that and I'm like, I feel like, I don't know, I guess they want people to get back to the game now and then like put the DLC out a few months after they finished it. But for people who've already finished it, like I'll just download it, test it for work, play it a bit and delete it until the DLC. So I don't know. Maybe this is for newcomers mostly. I don't know.
I think, yeah, I mean, a lot of people will be like, I just want to see how different it looks and how different it feels and stuff. It's the kind of game you can be like, I'm just going to give it a go, and then you end up playing it for another 20 hours, whatever. I've not played any of the DLC. I finished the game after, it felt like months of playing it because I get through games quite slowly. And I'd already tried twice previously to get into it and couldn't. I finally got into it and it took ages. And I was like, I'll probably just play something else quickly and then I'll come back and do the DLC. And that was like 2 years ago and I've not done it yet. And everyone says the DLC is amazing, particularly the second one, I think, that Blood and Wine. So I need to go back, and this is a good sort of excuse to get back to it. Now they're going to do all the upgrades as well. So I think I probably will try and play it. The DLC, the new DLC, it's because it's next year. It's just not even on my radar yet. It's just a thing happening at some point later on. And I'm sure there'll be excitement around it when it happens. But yeah, it's I think doing this upgrade and getting people back is a good way for people to be like, yes, I will spend whatever, 25 quid or how much the DLC is going to be. But I imagine it's not going to be dirt cheap when that happens next year. But yeah, that I guess probably was the biggest. I know they showed off Final Fantasy VII Revelation. Is that what it's called? Revelations. Yep. But I guess that wasn't particularly new. I mean, for me, maybe you lot are more like, they showed off this little character who's been in it once and he looks really cool. But for me, that wasn't meant to be dismissive. I know it sounded it, but I don't like Final Fantasy, so it's nothing for me. But was there anything from that trailer that
nothing particularly
got you interested?
Nothing particularly.
It was a weird showing because it felt like a trailer that was laser focused at the super hardcore fans and not something you'd show at one of these events. Like I feel like at these events you want your trailer to like appeal to as many people as possible. But if someone's not played Final Fantasy VII, I don't know what you're gonna get out of this trailer. It just was a weird trailer in that sense. And again, like, even I don't want to be dismissive about it because like this is a game I'm 100% going to buy, so it doesn't matter. Even if they just keep like showing someone shitting on the screen, I'm still going to get it. But I don't know, it just felt like the trailer looked a bit off to me when I finally saw it. It looks good, but the trailer itself looked a bit off. The game looks good. That's what I think so far.
One other game that stood out to me, not new, but Pony Island 2. Have you played Pony Island? Everyone played Pony Island?
Why is that
I
so
own
familiar?
it, but I've not played it.
It's from, I've got a complete blank. It's from the guy that did Inscription and the other one. That it's one of these games that is, I'm not sure he started it, but it's a game that is way more than what it appears to be, kind of thing, right? So it's hard to talk about without giving it too much away, but I think everyone should go and play Pony Island and then be excited for Pony Island 2, which is out next year. But yeah, like I think that I'm interested to see what that is, because it has to be more than just the same again, because that kind of wouldn't work with this kind of game. It can't just be an iterative type sequel.
Did you play this at Video Gamer?
Pony Island?
Yeah.
I did. Yeah.
I think that might be where I know it from.
Yeah. It's I can't. Whatever you googled, who makes it? It's the guy. What's his name?
Daniel Mullins.
That's the one. But yeah, so that was that they showed off the trailer for that at Opening Night Live, I think. Yeah, I'm up for more of that because it's a really cool, different game. If you've not played it and listened to this, I think the first one's probably really cheap on Steam. Go and give it a go without reading too much about it. Just stick with it beyond what you think you're going to like. It isn't what it is, basically. That doesn't make sense, but it will do. But yeah, Gamescom, I'm sure we'll have some bits and pieces up on Respec and RPG site over the next few weeks. But yeah, it's kind of it's always been an odd event from a press point of view, because you kind of get more or less the same stuff you had at what was previously E3, maybe with like the odd little European focus reveal or something. So you might get, they've shown off a new RTS or a base building game for the European market, whatever. Yeah, I think they showed off. I've seen a few bits of Fable that looks pretty good. They showed off some gameplay of that. But yeah, it's not a big announcement event usually. Although I did see PGR4 for the first time at Gamescom many years back, so that was quite exciting.
It has
All
a
right.
place in your heart, then, does it?
Yeah, it's always the event that I saw. PGR4 is also the only big gaming press event where people seem okay with taking their partners to for no reason.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's like this is a behind closed doors press event. Oh, don't worry, my girlfriend's just sitting in with me to see this. It's fine, or boyfriend, husband, wife, whatever. But yeah, it's a different event. I just remember it mostly from sitting on the floor writing incredible amounts of words on a laptop because there's never any room to write anywhere else unless you have a little private booth, which only got much later on.
Yeah.
Right, other stuff. So on the site this week, we've had Zero Company review, which is Star Wars XCOM alike, I guess. Alex is away, he reviewed it, but James, you've played Zero Company a bit, and
Yes.
it's pretty good, right?
Yeah, I reviewed it for Game Informer. I was about middle of the road in terms of reception, maybe a little bit below the average. I gave it an 8. I think the Metacritic is sitting at like an 85, 86, something like that last I checked. It is a very good tactics game. I did not really feel anything too much for the story or characters. Serviceable, but it's like, it's whatever.
Are you a Star Wars person or not?
So one of the things I did mention in the review is I do think the more Star Wars stuff that you have engaged with, the more you're going to get out of this, because there is references to characters from like the animated shows. There's references to characters from EA's other Star Wars games. There's cameos like that. And while I did appreciate those references and those connections, and I do think that I don't feel like they were shoehorned in. I think they were treated organically enough that it is a net positive to the experience. But it's like overall, unless you do have that connection to the franchise beyond like the original trilogy and the prequel trilogy, I don't really think there's anything here that you'll latch on to. Is all I'm saying. You really do need to have even a bit more of a cursory knowledge of the extended canon in order to really get much from this story, my opinion.
Yeah, I'm not a big Star Wars person, I guess.
Yeah.
I might give it a miss, but I mean, probably it's EA, right? So it'll probably come to EA Play / Game Pass at some point, which I still have membership to. So I'll probably give it a go at some point, but it's not on my list of must plays because
I'd give it a few
XCOM is
months
like-
anyways.
yeah.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that it's a bit rough technically, and there's like bugs and animation stuff and all. Especially on like James played it on like a Rockstar budget tier PC, so that's like he could comment on that. But yeah, it's a little ropey on even on console. Like I tried it on PS5 Pro, it had some hitching here and there.
Well, Mikhail, I'll
Yeah.
say this. I think the frame pacing was actually more consistent on my claw than it was on my
Okay.
desktop. Granted,
I'm just going to put take frame pacing off my bingo sheet. It's done. Frame pacing, good. There we go.
But,
yeah,
yeah.
So it's got issues and maybe, but good, and maybe give it a month or two to get fixed a bit more. Yeah. So yeah, Zero Company's out now.
Yeah, it's out now.
Presumably today, yesterday, something
Came out today.
fairly recently.
Today.
So if you are into Star Wars, it sounds and strategy games, sounds like it's pretty worth taking a look. Elden Ring is also out now, I think, on Switch too.
I think that's today.
I assume maybe a few of you have even played this on Switch too. I don't know. I know Mikhail's definitely played it. You've got an article up on the site which looks at how it runs on Switch too compared to some other platforms. How are you feeling about it broadly? As like if you've been if you have only got a Switch 2, I guess you haven't been able to play this on anything else. Is it worth picking up on Switch 2?
Yeah, I'd say it's better than Dark Souls Remastered was on Switch 1, because that was like awful. I thought like they had like, what is it, like some Napster quality audio for the music and the voices.
Yeah. I remember Dark Souls Remastered, they explicitly went for
the cheapest cartridge size or some shit as well.
Yeah, cheapest or second cheapest, and they didn't let you even download the higher quality audio if you wanted to. and it was just like it was bad. It was bad.
And the
Performance
funniest
wise, it
thing
was
is,
fine, but
I mean, it was
comparatively,
more like
but
Dark Souls original than remaster. Like they did this hybrid thing where they had bits from the original. But anyway, just before moving back to Elden Ring, the funny thing about that Dark Souls physical is it was actually distributed by Nintendo. So they had marketing, they had the amiibo, they had the direct reveal, and they got the worst version of the game. That was embarrassing. But yeah, so Elden Ring, back to what Tom said, I think it's solid handheld. Like it's not perfect. The frame rate's a bit ropey, but like, I mean, it's a FromSoft game. You have ropey frame rate on everything. Like it's not fixed on PC, on Windows, I should say, right now at all.
yeah.
So it's fine handheld, looks good enough to me. Handheld specifically, the dock when you play it on TV, you can tell like the compromises they've made to like get it to what it is right now. And it's closer to the old version, like the PS4 version than the PS5 version. So I'd say like if you want to like if you have no other way to play it, treat the TV experience as like a bonus for playing it handheld. The game itself is like the port itself, I'd say, is still good for handheld play, but there's just too many compromises for like playing it on TV. Like if you have any other platform and you want to play on your TV, I'd say give it a go there. But especially because it's like full price, right? On Switch 2, it's like $80. And
Mm.
so I'm not sure if I'd recommend it for like people who own other platforms, but I feel like the core, I'd say the main audience for this is people who've never played Elden Ring before, and those who have it and want to play it as a portable experience. And on both of those fronts, I can say, yeah, like it's still Elden Ring. It's not massively cut back. Like obviously the grass and textures and like resolution is not as good as it should be because we've seen actual amazing Switch 2 ports like Star Wars Outlaws, Dynasty Warriors Origins and stuff. But this feels like it should have been better. It's still a fantastic game, but it should have been better. So yeah, for
Mm.
respec, I did the like a handheld focus, just general impressions thing. And on RPG side, I did a whole comparison for like all the consoles and PC handhelds and stuff. And I've seen a lot of people like say that why did you mention it's 1080p and stuff? And I'm like, I have the capture on the website uncompressed. You can see it for yourself. I'm not making shit up. Like I put up all my images and stuff. So yeah, it's I'm just a bit disappointed in it, Doc. Like it might sound like I'm telling people not to buy it, but like give it a go handheld. It's good. But FromSoft or whoever did the port should have done better. Like just like yeah. It shouldn't run worse than it.
How
Yeah.
have you found playing it? Because on the handheld, because I've been playing a Switch 2 game for review for next week,
Okay.
and it's nothing like as technical as Elden Ring is to play. And I just can't hold the thing for more than half an hour without feeling really uncomfortable. Like, is there a
Yeah.
trick to holding a Switch 2? Have you all got like special grips installed or?
No, I don't have grips yet. I did see this. There's this company called CRKD, which is making some Neo something. I forgot the name. I'll give you a link if you want to put it in the show notes. But there's this grip which they have which looks good, but the Switch 2 itself is I when I was playing it handheld, I think I can do an hour, but like the battery life is dog shit. So like you can't play more than like 2 hours anyway on Switch 2. But yeah, I was splitting my time between handheld and using like tabletop with the Joy-Con split. That's super comfortable,
Hmm.
I feel.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I
yeah,
think,
like you said, right? Any game which has like fast analog movement with both sticks, it gets a little annoying to play without. Like the ergonomics are not good on the Switch too. So like how were you playing Splatoon Raiders? Like I started having like some cramps when I was playing that for 2 hours and stuff.
yeah. I mean, I
So
think that benefits from having the motion stuff. So you get
right,
it's less reliant on the sticks.
right.
But yeah, like I just can't imagine playing it. I mean, I've only played Elden Ring a little bit, but I can't imagine playing it all the way through on the actual handheld without having like I could on the Pro controller, sure, great, but on a handheld, I don't know. I think I'd struggle. But I guess it's what you've got and what you're used to, right?
Yeah.
I feel like the Switch 2 fits quite neatly in my hands here. I'm trying to get the angle. This is
Yeah.
comfortable for me.
This is
But-
podcasting. This is
Yeah.
perfect podcasting.
I want
like-
everyone.
You know what?
Okay, I'm gonna give the audio description. I
Yeah.
am
Let's see.
facing my back to the camera and turning my head back while holding the Nintendo Switch 2 in two hands. Okay.
yeah.
So you really
my-
just have to put pressure with your palms, like right in the corners. You have to put the pressure there because otherwise it doesn't feel good on your fingers. I see what you're saying.
But also, I will say that I've been
doesn't
playing.
feel great though. Like the
I've been
pressure,
playing
though.
Final Fantasy 14 lately, and then every now and then it wants me to use the D-pad, and I feel like I gotta shift my whole hand down the left side of the console to comfortably reach that.
So the thing
not
that
great.
I think it was Mikhail that told me the other day is that honestly, like if you have big enough hands, you can like rest your pinky on like there's like a little notch like right near the bottom here on both sides. You can kind of like rest your pinkies on those notches.
I often take the stand out and have a.
Yes. I remember like the week that the Switch 2 came out, like Jeff Grubb made a whole like video about how, oh, you can use the kickstand as like a makeshift grip and you can just kind of like rest your pinky fingers on it. And it's like, man, all of these different ways to say the ergonomics for the Switch 2 are kind of dreadful.
I feel like the Switch 2 is not designed to be made for longer than the battery life lasts. You know?
Yeah, Square Enix was doing us a favor with FF7 remake on it. Like, play 1 hour and then just go away. But yeah, like I think I know what game Tom is talking about, and yeah, like with Splatoon, I don't use motion controls handheld. It gives me a bit of motion sickness. I can do it dock, but I can't do it handheld for some reason. So I was not having a good time after that. But yeah, I'm like 60 hours into Splatoon Raiders. That post game is like beyond insane. But yeah, like you said, Elden Ring. One thing about the controls, which I've not seen a lot of people bring up in their coverage, is when they did Dark Souls Remastered. You know how on Nintendo A, B, X, Y is reversed compared to Xbox, right?
Always gets me
don't
every
start.
single time.
So what happened with Dark Souls Remastered is the buttons they half-assed it. So for confirm in the menus it was one thing, but for game it was in the other thing. So you kept getting thrown off, and you couldn't even use the system memory to remap, system setting to remap. What they did with Elden Ring is they just left it at the same face button position as other platforms. So you'd still be using the top face button to interact, which is good because everyone who's used to Elden Ring is like that. But when the Duskbloods beta was going on, I was getting thrown off between both of them because the Duskbloods thing follows Nintendo's positions, but Elden Ring follows everyone else's positions. So yeah, that's something which if you play on multiple platforms and get annoyed by this, you will get annoyed by that. So I am happy they kept it the same way, because after like hundreds of hours of Elden Ring, I do not want to adjust for like this.
You know, you
Yeah.
see, that didn't exactly annoy me with the Duskbloods, but what did annoy me about the Duskbloods was the terrible input lag.
Oh yeah, that's pretty good in Elden Ring. I'd say like before I was about to publish my comparison on RPG site, a friend of mine just texted me and said, "Do you think Elden Ring has good or bad input lag when you get the game?" He didn't know I had it, obviously, and I was like, "Shit, I completely forgot to do that." So I did like 240 hertz slow mo camera capture to make sure like I'm doing it the best way I can, and it was good. It wasn't like it was like less than some Nintendo games I felt, and they usually have good input lag. So I think they did good stuff over there, but they're not going to do it. Like asking FromSoft to fix performance is just never going to happen. So I'm not even going to say wait for a patch. You're never going to get that. The patch for this is going to be playing it on Switch 3 at 60 FPS or whatever. So yeah,
Cool.
but
Well,
yeah,
it sounds decent, right? I think
yeah, it's good. It's good. It's good.
People are not going to be massively disappointed by this, particularly if they
No.
haven't got previous experience on another
if they
platform.
played FromSoft games on PS4 and PS3 and all, they'll be fine. If they've played it on like like PS5 and Series X, you're gonna have like a double quote unquote downgrade because the frame rate's gonna be worse and the visuals are quite a bit cut back, like resolution and all. Like even if you look at like some of the archways in the distance in the opening, like you can tell it's like a soup on Switch 2, but you can actually see what they're showing on the other thing. But these are all like minor whatever for people who've never played it before. So handheld though, yeah. Good handheld.
Cool. Right. Quickly touch on Metal Gear. Is it called Collection Volume 2? Is that what it's
Master
called?
Collection Volume
Master
2.
Collection.
But it's just 2 games, right? This time, is that right?
Three.
It has
3.
Are we counting Ghost Babel with that?
So yeah, you can buy Peace Walker or MGS4 separately, but if you buy the bundle, you get Ghost Babel as a bonus. But that's only in the bundle. You can't get it if you don't buy the bundle. I haven't played
What is
that
that?
yet.
What is Ghost Babel?
Game Boy Color game.
Yeah.
That's all I know about
I
it.
see. I remember that being a thing, but I'm not a big Metal Gear. My experience of the Metal Gear games is the first, obviously the PlayStation one, which if you were around when the PlayStation was a thing, was kind of a big moment that everyone just played Metal Gear Solid. And then I kind of went off it completely until I had to review 4 in Konami's office,
Yeah.
which is awkward because I was like, I had to bluff a bit that I actually knew anything about these games.
Yeah.
And I kind of liked it, but also it's just such an odd game, Metal Gear Solid 4, that particularly if you're not kind of versed in the other games, comes across as a bizarre experience all around. Like maybe it is bizarre even if you have played 2 and 3, but it's just a very odd game, and one of those games that is, I guess it's one of the games that is like in list of all the lists of games trapped on other platforms. It was the one, right? Like it was just on on PS3, and like how is it fair? You've played on everything, Mikhail, I think pretty much now.
Yeah.
How is the port?
It's good. It's surprisingly good, even on Switch 2. It's been good on everything. To be honest, I'd say even the Switch 1 version is not bad. Like that's the one I was most interested in, because how do you get like a PS3 game running well on Switch 1 for like something which was quote unquote designed for the PS3 architecture and stuff? So it controls well, looks pretty nice. And yeah, like I haven't finished it on like Switch 2 or anything yet, the remaster. I've just played a few hours on everything because I feel like no one has really spoken about the game on platforms other than PC and PS5, and we already knew it was going to be good on those, right? So I was like, I wanted to just check that. So yeah, like what happened is, the reason why I ended up doing this staggered article thing is because I bought the game on the Australia eShop, because that unlocks super early, and I bought the Switch 1 version so I could play that. I could play that on Switch 2. And what Konami did is, if you play the Switch 1 version on Switch 2, you get it patched and you get the upgrade for free. So it's a Switch 2 game and everything but name. And what I did not remember until that point is, on Xbox, if you change your region to New Zealand, you can play stuff early.
Yeah.
So I did that for the Xbox version, and then that was my first article. I was happy with it on Switch 2. The HD rumble is nice, load times are fast and stuff. And then I went to sleep and I woke up. The PS5 version, which I bought, also unlocked, added that. The Steam version unlocked last for some reason. Like, it's annoying that they do that. And obviously I didn't get codes for anything. So I added that, and like I probably DM Tom like 20 times saying like, is it okay now? Are we good now? Here's another MGS update, and Tom's thinking no one gives a shit about this old game anymore. So yeah, like I'm happy with MGS4 quite a bit. I did not bother with Peace Walker at all yet, because I feel like you just assume that's going to be fine. It's a port of the HD collection thing. But yeah, MGS4 is very good so far. Happy it's not trapped on PS4. And I don't know, I'll see how things go next week, if I can add Peace Walker to this or do something else.
Is 4, I forget about what I've actually played and what I've just seen. Is 4 the smoking monkey? Is it a smoking monkey? I made this up. You're looking like I've just... Does it have a smoking monkey in it?
Probably. I'm gonna. I haven't played it.
It does. It's that meme, right? Which everyone has.
There we go. So
Yeah.
you kept quiet, and I was like, smoking monkey, and you were like,
No,
let him die
what
on
happened?
air for...
No.
Yeah,
what
there he
happened
is.
is I forgot to unmute myself. I'm not using push to talk. I have this other mic. So yeah, I was saying something and no one. Anyway. Yeah, MGS4.
Yeah, it's a different game, I'd say.
It's from a different era. Like, I haven't played this game since I tried it on PS3, like how many ever years ago. I never finished it there. I watched a friend play through it. But yeah, like I'm actually going to finish it now, legit on Switch 2, because it's good handheld, it's good docked. And then replay it on PS. The one thing I'm not going to do is the Platinum Trophy. You need to play it 8 times or some shit. Like, fuck off. I'm not doing that.
I just want to say that I looked up the smoking monkey. His name was Little Grey in Metal Gear Solid 4. On the Metal Gear fandom wiki, the physical description is just eye color black and hair color bald. Cool.
Sounds a bit pretentious.
Oh, did he lose his hair from smoking? It happens to the best of us.
Maybe. Right. So yeah, so that is also out this week. I think it's out this week on pretty much everything, and sounds decent. I think if you're going to play 4, just it's 4. Just expect a different kind of game to what you may be thinking. it's going to be.
Also, before we move on, can I quickly just say, please, not you specifically, Mikhail, but please, in general, people do not skip out on Peace Walker. I feel like this is easily the most underappreciated Metal Gear game, because originally Kojima was making this as Metal Gear Solid 5. And it's very strange when you play it, because there's a lot of imagery and even scenes that are recreated in the actual Metal Gear Solid 5 that started here. Including a man with a severed arm, which is red and robotic, and he holds up the V. That's just the cover of Metal Gear Solid 5, but it started in Peace Walker. Canon game, by the way. Play that shit. Really cool.
All right. Did they pay you enough to say that?
No, it's just like everyone ignores.
It's a
I
good
like
game.
the games that
It's
are
a
weird.
good game. It's a
I
good
like the
game.
games
It's
that
a
are
good
weird.
game.
It also
Yeah.
feels like Metal Gear Solid 3, but like segmented missions instead of one long mission.
Yeah, it
Mhm.
was like a handheld thing, right? Like you had to do
Yeah.
short bursts and stuff, and it has Heaven's Divide, man, one of the best vocal themes in like probably in gaming, I'd say, not just the series. Like incredible. But yeah, like I'll get to that. Like that was like a Blue Point HD thing. Like I don't have to worry
It
about
is.
that.
I was
Yeah.
actually thinking the other day, I was like, is this going to be the last ever released Blue Point game again?
So they just put the same version out.
Yeah, because it was on
basically,
it was
yeah.
a 360 port,
Yeah.
and I think it was also PS3 as well.
Yeah, it was
And-
on both of those.
Yeah, it was on 360 and PS3. They didn't do a separate port for the Vita version of the HD collection because they said just buy the PSP version, you animals.
Yeah, I've got that on the Series X, and Konami has said that it's exactly the same version. So I'm like, do I really want to buy the Master Collection just for Metal Gear Solid 4? I guess Ghost Babel. I guess I'm not going to play that. You know?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think I bought
Well,
enough MGS for all of us over here for a while. We
on
can just-
PC, can you buy them separately? Is it
you
just
can buy them
PC you can
separately
them?
anywhere. Like it's just
Can you?
it works out too expensive. I think it works out more expensive if you buy them separately than the bundle.
We're
something.
members of the press. You don't buy
Can you
games.
get Ghost Babel separately?
No, you gotta buy
Then-
the bundle. You gotta buy.
Then
the
what are we
bundle.
doing here? You gotta
No.
buy. You gotta spend the big money.
Yeah.
Moving on, retrospective time. Retrospective. Donaldson's put a load of dates in here. I don't know why he's picked some of these, to be honest. I've got anniversaries this week. Test Drive Off-Road Wide Open. I don't know if this is, he must be a fan.
Which
25 years old.
which
Test
console
Drive
was that on?
Off-Road Wide Open. I don't know. What 25 years ago would have been PS2, would it?
Maybe.
Books,
Yeah.
probably.
All right.
There's some other stuff here, like Psychonauts 2's 5. That's a
Okay.
good game.
I see you skipping over it. Rune Factory is
I'm
actually a
I'm
big.
coming back to it because I was like, I don't know about this, but I know someone on this call will be like, don't skip this. So I was going to come back. All right. Coming back to the games that I know nothing about. Well, here's 3 I know nothing about.
Oh.
Uncharted, we'll come back to that. Saints Row is 20. Saints Row, I kind of have a soft spot for because it was kind of like it was like pre GTA 4.
Yep.
And it was Xbox exclusive because nothing else could run it at the
Yep.
time, really. Xbox 360. I like playing it. Like it was a fun open world shooter that kind of delivered the kind of GTA experience with a smaller budget, and I kind of liked it at the time.
Can I do a
go on.
pretentious take? Is that all right?
Yeah.
Yeah. While I was watching the GTA thing last night, I was like, man, it was really cool when studios just copied GTA instead of making live services.
Yep.
Just anything except live services, I think I'm nostalgic for at this point. But
Yeah.
I was just like, man, they just used to just make Saints Row games. They used to do it. We used to just get
I'm
true
going to
crime
come
and
back.
shit.
Your true crime, yeah. I'm going to come back to this list in a minute, but as thinking back about you said about everyone just trying to make live service games, I'm not sure this is a live service game, but it is the kind of game that it's going to have trouble. In Opening Up Live, there was that game called Grav Hounds. It was like dogs,
Right. I
multiplayer dog
vaguely-
shooting
Yeah,
game.
very
right?
Hell Divers.
I was just watching it and I was like, this game, like, I'm sure they've put a lot of work into it and they've like, oh, the cute dogs and all this stuff. But that was stood out to me as that's the game that's going to close. That game is going to struggle so badly.
I think the silver lining for that game is a co-op PvE game. So people, when it comes to the live service games that normally like completely crash and burn, like speaking from experience here, I have a lot of friends that after the first week that Marathon was out, they saw the Steam numbers and were like, I don't want to pick it up because it's a PvP game and the game is dying. And now it's like totally justified at this point. But when it's a PvE game, it's co-op and you don't have to worry about other players besides your friends, that's not an argument because it's like, well, I mean, you have 3 other people to play it with. You all want to play it. Who gives a shit?
Dave's only friend is me though, so we could have played 2-player.
But you get what I mean, right? It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
okay.
I get. I just suddenly got an image of the dog shooting game in my head. Anyway, there's on this list. There's this other game. I'm not sure anyone's heard of it. It's called Rune Factory: A Fantasy Harvest Moon.
So
It's
that
20
one,
years old.
I'd say that Rune Factory's 20th anniversary is major, not just for the fact that Rune Factory is a massive series. It's had many sequels. Like we're on the 5th numbered title. We're coming up on the 6th, probably in the next couple of years. Obviously, there's been a bunch of spinoffs. There were a couple of like Wii and PS3 spinoffs. There was Guardians of Ozma, which came out last year. Massive series, but I think it's more important when you look at the games that it has inspired. Because if you look at Stardew Valley, sure, it's based off of Harvest Moon Story of Seasons, but a lot of the specific mechanics that Stardew Valley uses actually came from Rune Factory. So I think it is probably the most significant anniversary of this week.
What about Parappa the Rapper 2?
Wow.
Nobody
Forgot.
talks about
25.
Parappa the Rapper 2.
I was going to say
Parappa the
no
Rapper
one.
2.
No one mentions that
I
one.
don't talk
I
about
can't
the series itself. I did not enjoy it. Not my thing.
Dave, you a fan of Parappa the Rapper?
I wasn't a PlayStation boy.
People
Did it
talk about
inspire
Parappa the
your
Rapper.
journey through
People
life?
talk about Jam or Lammy. Nobody talks about Parappa the Rapper 2. Nobody. I
To be
keep
honest,
forgetting
I forgot it
exists.
existed. I don't even know it's
Yeah.
a thing. But it's on this list, 25 years old. Enchanted Arms, he's put this on here. It's just the North American release, 20 years. Enchanted Arms, is that the FromSoft
Which
game
one
that
was that?
on?
Hold on.
I can't remember much about it.
I'm Googling.
But I'm pretty sure it's got like, it's one of these games I'm pretty sure
It
that everyone
is.
thought was kind of like fairly near. And now it's like, oh, actually, this game's not that bad.
It was
But,
a different era back then. This is developed by From Software, published by Ubisoft.
Well,
Is
What
it really
was
that
going on?
different from Activision publishing Sekiro?
Yeah, it is. It's closer to Activision publishing Lost Kingdoms.
Yeah.
Activision paid for Sekiro. They didn't pay for Lost Kingdom.
I need to
Yeah.
actually. This is not on PC. Maybe I should pick up a copy of this and actually try and play it because I'm looking at these. I'm looking at the reception, but you just can't know. You just can't know. There's a lot of games that I remember back in the day, people were very mild on, but you go back and revisit them and it's like, no, you just have to be in the right mind space for it. So I'm curious. I am curious.
Yeah. Well, that is the retrospective for this week. Before we wrap up, does anyone get any other things they want to say? Any shout outs to cool people, things, projects?
Cool people.
We
Nah.
I don't know. I was just saying stuff. I mean, maybe you know cool people.
I put up a
Projects?
few previews from a number of different Gamescom Halo events at over at RPG site. One for Dragon's Dogma 2 Dark Arisen and another for Persona 4 Revival. There's actually, I'm going to be putting up a couple of previews for the Sega stuff at Respec here in the next couple of days, just trying to make sure I don't step on any toes for folks that are actually at Gamescom and doing interviews for certain games and whatnot. But yeah, Gamescom coverage has started dropping on both here and RPG site.
Oh, no one knows any cool people. It's just silence.
You can visit Video Games Chronicle to see my take on GTA 6 and just some crap for
Is
me.
that
I
the
guess.
pretentious one? Is that the pretentious take?
Yeah. I summed it up earlier, but you can get like a long form version of
How
it.
many
on the
words is it?
website.
I haven't got that much time.
Like
How-
800, maybe.
That's not very many.
It's not that many.
That's all right.
My Star Wars Zero Company review is only 600 words because it has to be in print, and it's like, man,
Yeah.
writing a review in 600 words is a talent in and of itself because it's
You
like,
don't know what to sum up, what to actually leave in.
Yeah, exactly.
I did some freelance work recently. I had to cut down some reviews for a print thing, and it was like 800 to 300 words.
That's a
Cutting 800 to 300. And that's quite a challenge
yeah.
to do that. But yeah, I'm a pro, so it's fine. Other things, if you're listening to this, you're like, Tom's great. I love him. How can I get more of Tom? Obviously, I write stuff for Respec, but also I've got a blog called Low Poly Mess. So I sometimes forget to pick this up on here, but go and have a look. And you can subscribe to that. And you get it every week, and you can pay me directly through there if you want. I think it's worth it. People have described me as very funny and
why aren't you this
bit
funny in real life?
like Bill Bryson, the next Bill Bryson.
Yeah.
I've not read any Bill Bryson, but I assume he's well regarded. Mostly a travel writer, I think. But
you should get people to send you places. You should be a travel writer.
I don't want to go anywhere.
Okay, well
Like,
that puts a
I
hold
really
on that.
I'm
Why are you
fine
playing
being
Elden Ring, then?
around. I'm fine. Yeah. I'm fine just being around the local area and saying, like, my kids are like, or one of them in particular is like, I want to go to Spain. I'm like, no, we will go to Wales and you'll be happy with it.
Snowdonia is nice though, isn't it?
It's just like, there's so many other places to see that we don't have to get on a plane to go and see it. We just get on a car.
Real.
Yeah. All right. Other bits and pieces. So we've got a Discord. Go and have a look at that. There's a button on the website to click to get to the Discord. We're all on there, bits and pieces now and again, saying stuff. If you want to be like, I really like that article from Mikhail about Metal Gear Solid 4 and how it runs on the Switch and the Switch 2 and everything else. Go and tell him on there. We've got a Patreon too. Like, we're not begging you to go and support us on there, but if you want to support independent games media, which is a big thing to do these days, we are independent. It's patreon.com/respecnet. And there's a few tiers on there, and one of them will get you bits and pieces. I think the middle one is the one that gets my exclusive holiday vlog from my previous holiday. It's on there if you want to see what happened to me on my week off. I went to a zoo, if that makes it more appealing to you. There's some zoo footage on there. And there's also a podcast behind, like after hours podcast for patrons, which we're hopefully going to record in a minute. If it doesn't happen, I'll cut this bit out probably. But you can get that on the Patreon as well. Other than that, we'll be back next week. Alex should be back, so you don't have to listen to me hosting. A few of us will be on probably. I don't know who the cast this will be yet, but we'll be there next week. So it's bye from me, bye from everyone else.
See ya. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
See you next week.
Bye-bye.